The self that we take to be the self is not worth a minute on. God is. I just feel like right now the best words to describe it is God is real. If some other words come as we go along, I'll be able to share more. But I feel like even after satsang, most of us live in a unreality of God. We live in a notional version of God or a convenience called God. But if God was real, we'd be free like children. So we don't take God to be real. And that is the primary thing of Vedanta. We still take the world to be real. Although we know it is not, like conceptually, you see. But in this minute, we still value the world more than God. Because value comes from what we take to be real. You see? What God means for me, how my life changes because of it, whether it is working for me, not working, just how do I explain? The most intelligent, the most beautiful being beyond human comprehension is available to us in our heart. But we cannot be enamored with the false self. And self-concern is just a manifestation of that. So I want to just keep guiding all of you away from concern about the non-existent one. An utter childlike, sheer, innocent reliance on God. No matter what our problems may seem like, no matter what we may think we are going through, God is here. God is real. More real than anything else. If this is real for you, how would you live? What would you fear? What would you be concerned about? What would be important? But the mind conveys the unreal to be real and the real to be unreal. And our perceptions are used as evidence of that. But actually, your real life is somewhere else. It is something else. Real life is initially your relationship with God, and then your merging or recognition of the non-duality. But to live in God's light and live in God's will, no matter what the condition of life may be, what the temptation of life may bring you. And the masters, everyone may use different expressions, but there's commonality in this. You haven't lived unless you have lived in God. But for that, you have to have a relentless letting go of your individual will. If you keep relying on I need this to be this way, I need my life to go this way, it's a complete denial of God. We don't realize it. Because if God is real, who knows better what you need? So it is a denial of God. It's a lack of faith, is self-concern. What will happen to me? What's in it for me? Me. What's going to happen to this me? How long will we keep it around? And then we come up with the fraudulent ways to try and extend its lifespan by saying how many will remember me, you see, and your true value is how many people showed up at your funeral. No, it isn't. The true value is whether you found reality in this life, not how many showed up in your funeral. You're not going to see that. So stop falling for these nonsensical things which are egotistical and find God. There's no time to waste. Don't try to build a legacy. Don't try to build a name. After you're dead, nobody is going to have that name. You need to stop living like a zombie today. The only way to live is to live in God's presence. And this is something which you discover once and then you leave it and say, it's lying safely in my safe at home. I can go to it while I wander in my mind all day. If it doesn't come through God, it's not good. Only arbiter or judgment about what is good and what is bad is whether it comes from God or whether it leads to God. Does it come from God or does it lead to God? And if both, then both. But at least one. It's a simple instruction about what is good in life and what is not. The mind has been trying to resolve ethics and things for centuries. It doesn't work. This is the time. There is no time. If you don't make your life about God now, then when? Come to an age where you won't be able to hear the words of Satsang. You won't be able to sit and breathe comfortably. Don't wait till this instrument gets fully deteriorated to even be used as a worthy instrument for God. So don't be half-hearted. That's the main thing. If you don't feel, if you don't have faith there is God, then be fully for me. fully, full-hearted, just go for it. Become the next whatever, Elon Musk or whatever, just whatever. Go full in, full in. But if you have faith that there is God, then where is the room for me? Where is the time for me? Allow God to run your life. Whatever responsibilities, roles you have to play, God can play them better than you. Otherwise, know that they were not meant to be played. This is the God I want you to meet, not a conceptual God. A God that can really be alive and run your life, not an idea that you run to. An alive presence which animates your life and also guides you and brings you rest and brings you comfort. That is the God presence within you. For everything, the mind has an alternate solution. Have you seen this? Yeah. So suppose you're very tired. There are days when you're very tired. Then there are two ways in which you feel like you get resolution. One is you come to God's light in your heart and you feel rested, you feel rejuvenated. See? But you can, the mind also offers you a solution. See? It says, come. Then it'll create some excitement, something exciting, something you feel like, you know what people may call an adrenaline rush or something. You feel like I'm no longer tired. See? Because you run towards that excitement. But what happens after that? Even more tired. You see, even more tired. And all kinds of bad habits and things, you see, get more and more amplified in the human condition because of this. Because we go to the mind's version of what will make us feel better. What we actually need is to rest in God. You see? So the mind has fake medicine for every single thing in the human condition. And so does the spirit. So does the Sadguru presence within you. Now you have to go to the right doctor. The thing with the right doctor, sometimes the medicine is bitter. It's not always enjoyable. It's not always rushing. It's not always instant. You see, although the truth is really always instant, but sometimes we need to let go of our pride, be patient, wait. So the more we keep going to the counterfeit doctor, the more of a hole we dig for ourselves. And then we feel like, why can't I resolve my life? Why can't I resolve my life? I have everything that I would have dreamed of as a child, but still I'm not happy. Because we have gone the wrong way towards the ego, towards pride, towards position, towards name, and we have neglected the only important thing, which is the presence of God, the unconditional love of God, the reality of oneness. So fundamentally, it boils down to whether God is real or not. Because if God is not real, then all this is just fancy big talk. But if God is real and His presence is within you, What better grace can we ask for? What can we ask for? Everything is here in your heart, in the things which are unexplainable to the mind. You can meet a love in your heart which doesn't discriminate. It loves God and loves all your brothers and sisters in the world equally. You find eternal life beyond life and death. Otherwise, what is in store for us? I saw my father's body passing a few months back. He was not ready for it. He was still concerned about the world and what he wanted to do in the world. We must learn from these things. We must, like Guruji says, find the undying while this body is still warm. If God is real, doesn't it require a change of mindset, if not a complete dropping of the mind? And I promise you with all my heart and full integrity that God is the only reality. Only God is real. And just this recognition is the antidote to the entire human condition. Everything that is bothering you, remember God is real. If God is real, then what are you concerned about? What are you hankering for? What do you need? God is the highest intelligence, Supreme One. By His grace, everything is possible. Without His grace, nothing can move. The only seeming choice in this play is your choice to be full of yourself and therefore take yourself to be separate or get over yourself. Just try it for me, just try it. For one day tomorrow, just live as if you don't exist. Live as if there is no me. You don't exist. You are empty slate. See if you become vegetative and all things start to fall apart. What happens? Don't take any burden of me for one day. This much faith you need to have. Live as if there is no me at all. Somebody asks you, what do you want? Allow your mouth to speak. You don't have a say in it. You have only one job, which is to remain empty. Don't pick up the me, that's all. Now, whether that happens naturally for you, then let it happen naturally. If it feels like it is the most difficult work you ever done, then do it. Because this is undeniable that you have to be empty for God. Because only after we say, Mera mujh mein kuch nahi, there's nothing of me left in me, only then we can say that God is here.